online and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
A Fergus Falls mom says her son's daycare told her he fell down the stairs, but she contacted our whistleblower hotline saying it was actually much more.
In a story you'll only see on Valley News Live, reporter Rose Itzkovitz talks with the mom and discovered that this case is in fact about an alleged assault.
Fergus Falls mom Casey Grant thought she knew her son's daycare.
I knew her family helped the community in Fergus Falls.
The woman was only watching them for about 3 weeks when this happened in January.
I got a message from her stating that my youngest had fallen down the stairs.
But it turned out to be much worse.
There was 2 marks on both sides of his head, the temples. His ear was busted, black and blue. He had a mark on his nose.
The family ended up taking him to the hospital.
The doctor said just to keep an eye on him. He seems to be doing fine.
But later that night, Child Protective Services came knocking on Grant's door.
They said that based on the markings that they see, there was no way that he could have fallen down the stairs. I stuck up for them, her and her husband. I said, I don't think that they would have done anything like this to him.
The next morning, the babysitter apologized to Grant for lying to her.
That he didn't fall down the stairs.
Court documents show the babysitter's husband pushed her on top of the child in one instance, and in another, struck him on the side of his head.
Maverick was sitting on her lap, and her husband came out there and went to go punch her full force, but ended up punching my son in the temple full force, a grown man punching him.
The unlicensed daycare was at the time on this street, but according to court documents, the babysitter has since moved. Tyrone Anderson was convicted on endangerment of a child, as well as domestic assault. The court says both are misdemeanors, giving Anderson just 60 days in jail. The Fergus Falls police aren't commenting, saying they already handed it off to the county attorney. Now, Grant wants to encourage other parents to be more aware of their kids' daycare.
Make sure it's a licensed daycare. Don't go to someone that's just offering babysitting services.
And we dug more into this daycare and found out the owner was fined for not being licensed. We then reached out to Otter Tail County Human Services about checking a daycare's background. We're told if a daycare is licensed, anyone can look it up to find public information on it, including negative or corrective actions against it. And if it is licensed, you should easily be able to view it on display at the daycare. Reporting in the studio, Rose Itzkovitz, Valley News Live.
And for a link to the Department of Human Services license lookup, as well as more information, head to our website and click on this story. And if you need help uncovering fraud or corruption in your community, here's some advice. Call our whistleblower hotline. The phone number's on your screen, 701-237-6576. Call that number and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth.
Pretty easy to describe today's weather: overcast, windy, and wet. Justin is here with your no-wait weather for this evening. Justin?
And thank you, Andrea and Mike, and good evening, everybody. Yes, once again, we have a lot of clouds. We have a light breeze from the north and rain, making it pretty cool for this time of year. Heaviest and steadiest rain continues to be from Jamestown down toward the Ellendale area, and it stretches in a line back toward Valley City, Fargo to Mayville, up toward the Thief River Falls area, and just off to the north of Bemidji. A couple of dry slots, one in the Devil's Lake Basin and one into the Southern Valley and Lakes country, but prepare if you have evening plans for cloudy skies and periods of light rain. Temperatures only into the upper 40s and lower 50s, and the wind starting to become a little breezy, especially out toward Devil's Lake and Jamestown, with wind speeds of 15 to 25 miles per hour. Cloudy skies and periods of rain through the evening as temperatures fall back into the upper 40s. And even though it's cloudy, windy, and rainy, it's still a pretty good day for a Cashwise Backyard Barbecue. Let's check in with Hutch now, see what's going on.
Every day, Justin Fanfarelli, is a good day for a Cashwise Backyard Barbecue. Our week 1 winner this week, Shirley Sorensen. Shirley, how was everything?
Absolutely awesome.
Well, you have quite the spread here, and who did you invite? There's a lot of hungry folks here this year.
A lot of Grandkids.
Grandkids? Is this a grandkid?
This is a grandkid.
Oh, yeah. And what is your name, grandkid?
I'm Noah Jesdal.
Oh, Noah, nice to meet you. Noah, did you enjoy the steak?
Oh, yeah, it was awesome.
Okay, I got to tell you guys a little story. Don't worry, back in the control room, this won't take too long. But for years, Mike Morkin, do you know who he is at the
Yes.
station? Yeah, he's wanted a cash wise. Hutch, bring me a steak. You got to bring me a steak back from. So tonight, I offered Mike to come tonight. I'm like, why don't you just go do the backyard barbecue? He's like, no, it's raining. Can you believe that? Was it worth coming out tonight?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, if you want to win this year, we'd love to see you in your backyard. I'd love to have the Cashwise guys bring a steak to you. Sign up in the meat department at your local Cashwise, and maybe we'll do just that at the end of the season. All the names, well, we'll put them all in one big barrel and draw for a grill at the end of the year. So, Mike Morkin, no steak for you.
Okay, Hutch. Mike is shaking his head. He's got words for you when you come back. We'll see you later.
Oh, I bet he does. Yeah, bye-bye.
In other news, federal Border Patrol agents have seized more than 1,000 counterfeit point-of-sale machines at the International Falls Point of Entry in Minnesota. This happened on April 25th. They were destined to arrive by train to Rainier, Minnesota. Officers inspected the rail containers and found the machines, which are worth nearly $2.5 million if they had been genuine. We'll have more on this story on Valley News Live 10 at 10.
Authorities have identified the woman who drowned near Leech Lake as 69-year-old Sandra Crow of Mora, Minnesota. Officials say it happened yesterday evening when police got a call for a medical emergency on Cabacona Bay on Leech Lake. When crews arrived on scene, they found Crow unresponsive in the water near a dock. Emergency crews performed life-saving efforts but were not able to revive her. Police say the investigation is ongoing.
Authorities are investigating another drowning on a Minnesota lake. It happened yesterday afternoon on Louise Lake near Longville. That's in Cass County, Minnesota. Authorities found a man in the water next to a fishing boat. The body is undergoing an autopsy. The victim's name will be released once all family members are notified. It's the second drowning death in that county within a week.
Moorhead police are asking for your help finding a woman who's wanted on multiple charges. Authorities say 31-year-old Leah Laddergrass is wanted for fleeing in a motor vehicle, using a false name, obstruction, and open bottle charges. If you recognize her or have any information on where she is, you can call Moorhead Police, 299-5120.
One woman is dead after authorities say she was hit by a car on a gravel road in Pembina County. It happened early this morning just southwest of Drayton. Authorities say the 21-year-old man from Drayton was driving on 79th Street when he saw a man standing on the side of the road near a house. They say that Hunter Hatloy swerved to the left to avoid hitting the man, but hit a woman standing on the road. The victim is 44-year-old Cammie Leland of Drayton. That crash remains under investigation.
After an investigation into a reported knife threat at Carl Ben Eielson Middle School yesterday, Fargo police are now saying the issue has been resolved. The school says the threat was sent via Snapchat in a conversation between students. Fargo police investigated the threat, worked with each family individually, and then completed a report for disorderly conduct. School administration and police officers met the student before they entered the school and did not find a knife. School leaders are working with the student and family on disciplinary action.
In West Fargo, warning sirens are scheduled for testing beginning at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. During the summer, sirens throughout the city are sounded at intermittent 10-second bursts to test each siren's audible and visual warning elements. Generally, this testing will start with sirens north of I-94. They're going to move south. The testing is estimated to finish by 6 p.m., barring any weather or technological delays.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, a change of heart, sort of, within the North Dakota Game and Fish Department.
And about 3/4 of an inch of rain so far. Temperatures only in the lower 50s for highs today, about 20 degrees below average. We'll tell you what the next 7 days holds for us coming up next.